Welcome to the Imperfect Dads Podcast. This is your host, Devin. We believe dads care deeply about their family and kids, but they don't always have a space to discuss what their life looks like. Our podcast is a space for dads to discuss the ups and downs of fatherhood and how they feel like they're holding it together or how they're not. Thank you for joining us for this episode. This podcast is part of the Never a Face Network. Make sure to follow them on Instagram or go to the website neverafacenetwork.com. On this episode, we have on Kendelle and Rebekah with the Baby Pros Collective. We talked about big families and vans, Rebekah being a nanny to Kendell's kids, moving from the Pacific Northwest to Nashville, how they started a business together, difficulties in finding community, learning to let your kids be more independent as they get older, and Kendell's time as a doula, nanny, and infant care specialist. A lot of our conversation is about their business, the Baby Pros Collective. They teach sleep training techniques, are with you for every step of the training, focus on postpartum support, and building community for new parents. They emphasized how they create plans for your specific situation and that they are there to work with you. If you're a new parent or about to be one, they offer online consultations, and you don't have to live in Nashville to use their services. Just like one more thing.
Dad, just start the episode.
Oh, my bad.
You know what's fun whenever there's more than one guest on a podcast is I have to actually do a real intro because I have to have you guys say your name so we know
right
who you are. Because
which one is which?
Which one's which? Because if it's just one person, then I'll look up and be like, oh, I should have done an intro. So, hey, welcome to an episode of The Imperfect Dads. Can you both introduce yourselves so we have a name with a voice?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm Kendelle, and I am one of the founders of the Baby Pros Collective. And then I'm Rebekah.
Also with. Okay.
Yes. I'm like random. No, just kidding.
Yeah. She just showed up. Kendelle was like, hey, do you have any interests?
Moral support, actually.
That's awesome. First question I normally ask people is like, how many kids do you have, ages, all that good stuff?
Mm-hmm. So I am a mom to a 12-year-old boy and a just turned 9-year-old boy.
Nice.
And I don't have kids, which is, I mostly I've worked with kids my entire life, and I have like 7 siblings. And so I've been around kids forever, but I don't have any.
7 siblings. Do you normally get the question of if you're Mormon or Catholic? Like, what's the
All
first
the
question?
time.
Okay, yeah.
No, literally, we drove like a huge, like 12-passenger white van to school every day, and they were relentless. They were always like, "Here comes the Mormon mobile," and we were like, "Cool."
Yeah,
but no, we're not Mormon.
You're just cosplaying as Mormon. That's what you're doing.
Absolutely. We really just wanted to look like it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, why not? Yeah,
everyone's goal.
Your parents found a really good deal on a passenger van, and they were like, "We got to fill this up."
Yeah, exactly. They're like, we have too many empty seats.
Just get them in here. That's it. Yeah. No, they can't have friends. We have to fill them up with our own kids.
Yeah, truly. Weird times.
Right? Yeah. Kendelle, my oldest just turned 10. I have 3 kids. I have a 10-year-old daughter, 8-year-old daughter, and 4-year-old son. How's it feel? Like you're going to have like 2 kids that are both double digits at some point in time. Have you processed that like at all? Because that doesn't seem like it can be reality at all in my head for myself.
Yeah. I mean, it is crazy. So my youngest, his name is Florin, and he just turned 9 on the 15th. And so we were looking at like pictures of him when he was a toddler and like, baby and all of that. And it is crazy. It's crazy to think about that he's 9 and then next year is going to be, at some point I will have 2 kids in middle school at the same time, which is also just wild. But it's honestly, I say this a lot to my clients, but middle schoolers, especially boys, are a lot like toddlers in the way that they are thinking. Which is actually scientifically supported as well. There's it's one of my like favorite like fun facts is like there's a part of their brain that turns on twice in their whole life, and one is at toddlerhood and one is at like preteen.
Wait,
teen.
what?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more about this because I will have because I currently you're not. What are the ages for toddler? When do you stop being a toddler?
4? Yeah. I would say like 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my 4-year-old is technically no longer a toddler. So help me figure out whenever he start acting like a toddler again, what age should I expect that to be?
It's right around when puberty starts kicking in.
Yeah.
So right around
Fantastic.
like 10 or 11. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like that same like drive for like independence and like
Yeah.
autonomy and like that's why they get so like all the
Mhm.
time because it's like the same way that your toddler is like,
Yeah.
I just want to do everything myself. It's like the
Gotcha.
same
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
Question.
and that part of
Yeah. Are
Oh,
you
sorry.
supposed to grow out of that? Because I don't know if I ever did. I think I still want independence.
I ask myself that question every day. Yes, technically you do.
Okay, cool.
And can confirm.
Scientifically, yes. Personality wise, emotionally, no.
Yeah. It's to be decided.
Pretty much. How do you deal with like the growing independence of your sons, Kendall? How are you navigating that right now?
Yeah, I
Difficult?
think that it is difficult, and also they all have such different personalities.
Yeah.
So I've been in the birth baby parenting world for over 20 years now.
Mhm.
And so, before I even had kids, I was very aware of
Mhm.
raising children and different parenting techniques and different, methods and all of that. And so I pride myself on being very respectful of my children,
Mhm.
but not like gentle parenting where I just let them walk all over me.
Yeah.
I really do strive to have like a relationship with them where they know that like I understand that they are their own person and I might have an idea of what I want for them in their lives or, what I think is, the best version of themselves.
Mhm.
But I also understand that getting to that point of who am I, it just takes self discovery and it takes a lot of trial and error. And I try to be that person that is like supportive of them and also allowing them to go through hard things
Mhm.
because that's how you find out who you are.
It is.
So I really, I try to just be a support and an observer
Mhm.
and try to instill like some good lessons
Yeah.
for them. But it's challenging and it's easy to slip into a power struggle for
Mhm.
sure. So yeah.
Yeah. I think I normally ask my kids like, "What's your thought process on this?" Because like I
Yes.
have an idea. I know how I would do this, but that doesn't
Yeah.
you then eliminate their room to not grow to experience to know what their
Yeah.
initial thought is, what their gut check is on everything, and then they just go off of yours. So yeah, like
Yeah.
talking to a kid about planning a birthday party, anything like that, just being like, hey, what do you like? Tell me what you think would be fun. Tell me what you want. And then let's figure out how we can make it happen. Because it is very easy to be like, no, I want you to do this is what this should be. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
now you're just giving them so many opportunities to rebel just because you told them what to do.
Right. And that's another thing is that like finding out what their vision is and
Mhm.
what their expectations are because we might make an assumption that we know, like what they're thinking or what they
Mhm.
want, and it might be totally
Pretty
different.
much.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so I think that's that's a big pillar of me as a parent.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just like what does done look like to you? Like what is,
Yeah.
what is your goal?
Yeah.
Which you're really, really good at.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Becca and I met. I actually hired her as my nanny.
Really?
Like,
Oh, cool.
how many years ago?
7 or 8. at
7
this
or 8
point.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, and she became a part of the family, and my boys just like adore her and consider her, like auntie, big sister
That's
vibe.
awesome. Yeah.
And then we became best friends, and we both
Yeah.
are in the, baby birth
Yeah.
postpartum world, and so we were like, hey, let's do this thing together.
Yeah.
So then
It
you're
works
like,
great.
as opposed to having you be an employee of mine, how about we start a business together and be
Exactly.
co-founders of a thing?
Yes, because I feel like every time we talk about it, it's like I always get like, you started a business with your best friend, like that's tricky business. I was like, no, we've worked together for so long that
Yeah.
like she is truly the only person I would ever start a business with because it is like I have been so enmeshed in the family for so long and we've been best friends for so long and worked in so many different capacities
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
it just worked really well. It was just made sense, you know?
Yeah. And like the potential for I don't want to say high stress situations is like, I feel like has a negative connotation. But whenever you work in someone's family as a nanny, you see a lot of aspects of someone, how they react to
Yeah.
things. I mean, being around kids is just a constant lesson of like, hey, this isn't going the way we thought it would.
Yeah.
How are we treating each other? And so if you
Right.
already know that side of Kindle, you can predict
Yeah.
a lot
I
about
know,
her.
absolutely. I think that honestly being a nanny for somebody is so I talk about this a lot, but it is like one of like the weirdest experiences,
Mhm.
like because you become like a co-parent of this like person. Like we were just talking
Yeah.
about how her youngest son, I had him since like I think right before he was 2.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
And I was realizing we both were, I was like, he has some of my personality traits.
Yeah.
Like you as a nanny, you really are just like a part of this family. And you experience all the conflict together and you experience all of these like lessons and growth. And like you really do like partner with a parent in the best
Yeah.
situation.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've
yeah,
had
yeah,
some
yeah.
where that was not the case.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I nannied for years and years and years before I did like postpartum doula, sleep
Okay.
expert, all of those. But yeah, it is such a unique, weird position, but it is like so particularly good
Mhm.
for like starting a relationship that includes like business together.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Because it's like, I love like, when your kids get older and they start to have more of a personality and then they start saying things and you're like, is that me? Is that my wife? Or is it a teacher? Or is that a
Yeah.
teacher? So now you're in that mix also. So now Kindle can blame you also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
She's in the mix.
Yeah, exactly.
What's like a characteristic or trait that you're like, that Kindle, you're like, that's Becca. That's not me. That's not my
Yeah.
husband. That is clearly Becca.
So Becca gives like the most like personalized and like precise feedback.
Mhm.
And she makes sure to like not just say, "Hey, you did this really good." It's
Mhm.
like, "This was so great and this is why it was great and this is how it made me feel." And
Cool.
blah 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 blah. I'm not like that. My husband is not like that. My husband gives almost zero feedback.
I had not.
And Florin is like that though. And the
That's
other
sweet.
day he was like, "What was it? What was he giving me feedback on?" It was something.
I
Um,
can't remember.
yeah.
He was giving me feedback on everything. Like he asked for me to come on the day of his birthday to come make him my special bacon. I can't ever remember what it
What is
is.
special?
But
Is it
apparently I
just-
made
what is
bacon
special
once.
bacon?
His special bacon. It's
Is
like
it
soft.
candied? Like, I don't.
No, literally it's just not crispy.
Yeah.
And so he like
It's not
he
how
thinks it's
bacon's
like
supposed to be made. Okay. First of all.
yeah. And I was like, okay, cool. So I like came over really early and I helped make him breakfast.
Yeah.
And he's so cute. I was like, how was the bacon? Did it live up to your expectations? He goes,
Mhm.
it was really good. It wasn't quite as soft as I wanted. However,
Mm,
doesn't mean it was bad. Just I think you can do better next time.
that's fantastic.
So good.
That's so
And I
good.
was like, that's what I want to hear. Thank you. I will do
Yeah,
better
yeah.
next time. Or
I
like,
was hoping that he'd be like, just pushing 7-passenger vans in front of like
Yeah.
Kindle and be like, hey, I think
Yeah.
I've been hearing a lot about these lately.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, even phrases that I've used in my family or with my friends or whatever, he will just like pick up on and
Yeah.
like is just yeah, it's so funny, but the compliment thing actually
Yeah.
is so interesting.
Yeah.
The feedback, I guess, is incredible.
I don't mind it. I think it's
Yeah.
very admirable.
That's sweet.
Thank
Well,
God.
I mean, it's nice. That hopefully sets him up for like being a good husband, boyfriend, whatever later on in life is like as good communication skills, which is what I think all of us are hoping for as we get older.
Yeah. And he delivers it in such a kind way. And also it's like very specific positive feedback often as
Okay.
well. Yeah. So
Nice.
like and compliments are so specific and like yeah, he's unreal.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What about like for your oldest? Does he do anything like that? Is he just like, oh, that'd be nice. I should do that more.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. They're so different. It's wild. I feel that he is a lot like me,
Mm.
a lot like what I was like at his age. I think, girls and boys kind of manifest ADHD differently.
Mhm.
And I have very bad ADHD and
Okay.
he has very bad ADHD. But it is nice because I'm able to be like, I know what you're thinking. Like
Mhm.
like everyone else thinks you're being bad and I actually get it. Like I actually get what your brain is going for right now. And so that's nice to have that connection,
Yeah.
but he is so forgiving of people, but
Mhm.
not in a like people pleaser way at
Mhm.
all.
Mm.
It is like if you come to him with a genuine, honest apology or explanation or something, will gladly accept it and move on and not hold a grudge and just be like, yeah, I get it. It's
Yeah.
okay. Like, we're all human. He's 12 and he says this to me. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry I lost my cool earlier. Like, I was really overstimulated and like I was not my best self. And I apologize. That did not deserve being yelled at. And he's like, it's okay, mom. Like, you're human. I get it. Like, I probably would
It's so
have also
sweet.
yelled.
It's so sweet.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
They're both.
I know, like, that's a thing that I feel like I don't consider that gentle parenting, but I feel like some people might. But like, yeah, just looking at your kid and being like, I shouldn't have been that version of myself. Like, I can be better than this. And like, I've never thought that of showing like a sign of weakness. It's just letting your kids know, like, oh, hey, I have limits. And I think it's really important for your kids to know, like, oh, there's a limit to mom. There's a limit to dad. And like, I just found it. And I don't want to, everyone has limits. So to me, that's like what that's teaching is just looking at your kid and be like, hey, mom has a limit and she should come back and make sure we're all good. But like, that's how it works.
Yeah. I literally say that to them sometimes. I'm like, hey, so the mom that is doing okay and is patient and kind is about to leave the room. So like, you guys can either change your tune and like, or it's going to be a different mom in like 10 seconds. And they're like, okay.
Yeah. Do you like access to this version of me? Because here's the clock on it. I'm going to go and set a timer.
She's
over
already
here.
halfway out the room. Yeah.
She's already left and I'm not. It's just, we can't get ice cream tonight as an apology for who I'm about to be. So can we skip this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, I forgot to ask, where are you guys based out of? Or where are you guys located?
Nashville.
We're in Nashville.
Cool. I thought you were. I just wanted to make sure. Nice.
Yeah.
I used to live there. I live out in Denver area. So lived in Nashville for like 18 years. Love it. Great city.
Yeah. We like it. We're actually both from Oregon.
Are you really? Okay.
Northwest, yeah.
Okay, nice.
But I moved here first in 2021.
Yeah.
And then
It's her city. It's not mine.
Yeah, right?
she followed me.
Did you really?
No. I mean, kind of.
Yes.
She was in the van with you when you drove across the country.
Yeah.
Nice.
I wish.
The 8-passenger van.
The 8-passenger for
Yeah,
that one.
exactly.
Yeah.
No, we just, it's our, ever since we met, our lives have kind of done this weird, like, crisscross thing, but not mad about it at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, we're from Oregon, but I've lived in Nashville for almost 5 years.
Okay.
Now, yeah.
Nice.
I like it.
What made you move? What made you, because Pacific Northwest, now living out west and like the South are very different environments, different like terrain, like even
So
just
different.
like weather is like drastically different. What made you move?
Yeah,
What made you do the move? Yeah.
Do you want me to answer?
Well, you have a
Yeah.
different answer than I do.
Yeah. Becca's answer, she missed you. And that's
Yes.
Yeah.
Wanted to be with the boys.
I don't know what my life is like without you.
yeah. Codependency.
I'm
We'll
a
talk
shell
about it
of a
later.
person. Just kidding.
So my husband got a job offer over here, and we were like,
Yeah.
you know what? We both lived in the Pacific Northwest. He grew up in Seattle.
Okay.
No, I grew up in Oregon. And so we had been there forever. And he had always had this dream of kind of going to the South, like Southern hospitality, like easy living and all of that. It has not been that for us.
Yeah.
But we were just kind of at that point in our lives where we were like both open to a really big change.
Yeah.
Our kids were open to a really big change. They, it was right after like COVID time, and Oregon had shut down almost all of the service related jobs, and so I was a doula at that time, like a birth doula and a postpartum doula. And then all of a sudden I wasn't able to go to the hospital for my births, or I wasn't able, I had to like wear a mask all the time around these babies. And it was just like, it was a
different.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was another thing. We were like, okay, Nashville's a little bit more relaxed with that.
Yep.
And so anyway, it ended up being a really, really good move for us. And we've been back to Oregon since. We both have family there still, a lot of family. And the first year and a half here was really hard for me. I was very sad, very depressed. Like, I missed home. The people were so different.
Yeah, they are.
But then I learned more about the people, and I learned what they, what their reasoning is for being certain ways, and it grew on me. And I really like it here now.
Yeah. I mean, like I I'm from Indiana originally,
Yeah.
and then lived in Nashville for 18 years and now live out here. And it's just, yeah, you're just figuring out your personality, how you fit. There's reasons why people are the way they are. And sometimes it's an immediate natural fit. And sometimes it's like, oh, what's my role here? How do I fit in? And it's community is important. Finding the community that works for you or that you belong to, no matter where you live, is quite a journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. More seriously, I
Yeah.
did actually, there were reasons that I moved here, but I had like a small stint in Austin for like a high profile job. And I was like, I can't say no. Like it felt like it would be one of those things where I was like, I was almost this
Yeah.
like celebrity nanny situation.
Mhm.
And I went and I was there for a year and it was like a grenade, horrific. And so anyways, at the end of that, I was just like, I was totally alone in Austin and I hated Austin.
Yeah.
I am truly a Pacific Northwest girl. Like
Okay.
I will be moving back in a couple of years. Like I love
Mhm.
Portland. I miss my friends.
Yeah.
But at that time my other best friend had moved to London. And so it was like I just was like, well, I am a little traumatized
Mhm.
and super alone and really depressed. So I was
Yeah.
like, well, I either can move back to Portland and try to figure out my life there or like without all of my people, or I can move to Nashville where Kendall is and just like be in a space with her to like let myself
Yeah.
and like move forward. And then I met my like long-term boyfriend here and I became friends with a lot of people,
Yeah.
but I like it a little less.
Yeah. Yep.
It's
N-
harder for me. It is. I'm just like painfully Pac Northwest.
Mhm. Yep. I mean, like it's living out in Denver now, like it's so natural to be outside, like mountains, like it's if I go somewhere and the mountains aren't off in the distance, I've only been out here for like not even 2 years. And I'm still just like, oh, but where are the mountains? Where like, oh,
It's
what's this
wild.
humidity? What is this? What's all
Yeah.
this stuff? So it's just little things that you're like, it's just I like this soil better if I'm over here. I like this
Yeah.
fit better. And there's lots of good here. There's lots of beauty here. But like,
Exactly.
oh, it's really nice to be able to just go on a walk and see the mountains.
No, seriously. I talk about that all the time. It's really hard living in a flat place.
Mhm.
I mean, Austin was like way more flat even.
Okay.
And I'm used to growing up around like bodies of water
Yeah.
and going swimming in like ice cold like rivers all the
Mhm.
time. And like it's not as hot. And
Yeah.
I love the mountains and like living in the midst of like 3 or 4 volcanoes at all
Yeah.
times. Like it is just, I think it's
cool.
incredible.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's just good to know yourself. It's good to know what makes you feel calm, what makes you feel known.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's part of the journey of getting older.
Yeah, exactly.
Part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the most fun journey, but it
Yeah.
is one we all must embark on. Well, tell me about like your business and what all your business is, what it all offers, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So our like main niche is in-home sleep training.
Mhm.
There's really not a lot of that available here or really like in most places. And we both, with our like past experience and qualifications, sleep was kind of always the thing that we come back to.
Yeah.
And we just noticed there was this huge lack in the market. They didn't have what you needed. And sleep is like so not prioritized. And sleep training has like so many negative connotations to it. And the discourse online is quite brutal. Like
Mhm.
there's so much that is like telling you how to do it, when to do it, you're wrong, you're right. Like, and I teach some classes for new moms and it's always the same where they like look at me when I walk in and they're like, I don't trust you. And I'm like, no, totally. Like
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
actually makes perfect sense because everything you've read online is attacking you for everything.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, we offer particularly like in-home sleep training, which doesn't really happen. So we go to our contractors, go to the home. And we also offer like postpartum doula services,
Yeah.
overnight care, basically like
Night nurses.
night nurses. Yeah, we have some RNs on our team. And basically like anything that you need support in to get sleep and live your life well. And we also offer like, we do travel nannies and
Cool.
like nanny placement, but our like main thing is like sleep, and it's really deeply rewarding and very cool. Yeah.
We also do a virtual sleep training, which
Cool.
I started back, when everything had to be virtual, and I was like, I got to figure this out. And that has continued to be really, really, what's the word?
Popular?
Popular. That's the word. Yeah, no, it's
Popular.
interesting. We have a lot of clients like in Canada or
Yes.
like all over the US, and I love it.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, because I guess if you guys are helping out with sleep or trying to give tips for that, like it's not state or country specific. I mean, maybe
No.
culturally how people feel about it, blah blah. But like, yeah, for the most part, you're like, hey, here's what your kid's probably trying to communicate. Here's what they're doing, and here's how to understand your kid.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we're really like, the whole ethos of our company is the sleep training that is available is so like one size fits all. They like hand you a plan and they're like, this works for all babies. And then you're like, and then they leave you alone too. They're just like, okay, bye. Like, this is what you're going to do. Like, comment like baby for like my guide. And the problem is that maybe that works for like 25, 30% of babies, but there's such a huge majority of babies that are so different. I say this all the time that like the margin of error for milestones at that age is so wide that like there is a like relaxed amount of like 2 months that babies are still totally fine to be experiencing milestones. Some experience it early, some experience it 3 months later. And that is totally fine. But what that requires then is it requires sleep training that specifically targets families' needs, babies' routines, diet, how their house is set up, what they're using at night, and then developing plans that are specific to the family because your baby and their needs are so different from this other baby and their needs. Like I've met 3-month-olds that are sleep trained, and I've met babies that are like I sleep train at like 1.5. So it's like, it's so different,
Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say, and it's a lot of people ask, what method do you use for sleep training? And we use our own method. It's one that we created.
Yeah.
It pulls from, a few different, popular methods or ones that people are aware of. But really there's nothing like it. Like it's just, and we have 100% success rate, which is
Nice.
wild.
Yeah.
Such a crazy thing to think about.
That is, yeah.
Yeah. But it's because we customize it and we do really thorough intakes so that we're like, who is this child?
Yeah.
Like, how can we set them up for success so that when we do start training, they don't really have a lot of hurdles to get over.
And we stay with them for a really long time.
Yeah, we do.
So like each sleep training package comes with like access to a sleep trainer for like 4 full weeks.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
And so it's like you go in or you do the virtual, it is its own little thing, but then we hold that space for these clients so that they feel like every single thing. Like I also sleep train. I just love it so much that I do it on top of like business stuff.
Yeah.
But when I will take calls like as late as they want because I just want to make them successful. And my favorite clients are the ones that will call me before something gets bad, because then I can be like, it is such a quick correction. We can just do this. And I think that helps because a lot of people have told me that like, I did the sleep training plan, but then I was kind of left alone and felt unsupported. And then everything goes back,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like you guys are pretty focused on the relationship aspect of it and just the reality of like, every kid's so drastically different to assume that one thing works for all of them. Like, which is always funny to me that like people create content or create plans as if like this will work for every kid. And it's like, do you have a kid? Like
that's what I always think is I'm like, you had a kid and you're just writing down what worked for your kid.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Which is fine. I get it. But, yeah, that's a whole side tangent of social media influencers that I do not.
Don't get me started on social media.
That I should not go
Kills
on.
me.
But that's awesome that you guys, that you have been able to acknowledge that like, hey, the relationship is actually really important here. And that also then like, it makes you sharper in what you know also. It's like, oh man, this is what happened for you. Cool. Now you have the like in your memory base of if that happens to someone else, you know that like, sorry, this is tangenting. My bad.
You're fine.
I think that like one of the most hardest things about being a parent is you start to face something and you're like, how do I get through this? Like what's on
Yes.
is there a light at the other side of this? And so like being around people, being in community and which like, actually, yeah, you got this, you're good. And here's why is like the breath of fresh air we're all desperate to have.
Yeah. And I feel like I hear that a lot too, where it's like, I just needed somebody to make these executive decisions who knows best.
Yeah.
And we also are like very big, especially tying back to kind of like the podcast and how you guys work is like, there's so much like flexibility in everything. Like I'll have a parent ask and they're like, oh my gosh, like, am I ruining sleep because I had to like run errands and I messed this up? And then I'm like, no, life happens. That's so fine. And so we're like very, very non-judgmental as well. But it is that it's just like somebody saying like, okay, this is what I think we should do. And then most of the time it's like, it's so helpful because then it's like, it's not all up to you. And there is no innate understanding of baby sleep. It's so much more difficult and it is very, very understudied. Like, very understudied.
Yep. But it is easy as a parent to assume that like, oh my gosh, I really needed to get more milk. I needed to get stuff for dinner. So I woke my kid up 10 minutes earlier than I woke my kid up instead of letting them sleep until they wake up. And now the rest of my day is going to be ruined. And it's very easy to then blame yourself, assume that your night is awful because of that. Like
Totally.
Right.
the spiral's real and it's real easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think too, a lot of what we do is figuring out what is your lifestyle? Like, what is your schedule? Are you solo parenting every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, having to get 2 toddlers to bed or the baby and the toddler, and then we brainstorm and we make a plan that is actually realistic.
Yeah.
We had clients that had to go do school pickup for the older kids right at the twins the nap time. And we typically are like, don't let them nap in the car because the quality of sleep is just crap. It's crap.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
But in this instance, we're like, okay, we can't avoid it. We can't avoid that you have to be in the car for this hour.
Yeah.
And so how can we make this work for baby and what they need and your family in it?
It kind of just like calms the like parent guilt,
Right.
Which is like so prevalent and kind of forced on parents. But yeah, I've worked with a lot of families too that, do daycare. And I've had a lot of parents be like, am I messing this up because I'm sending them to daycare? And I'm like, whoa, no, like daycare is amazing. I'm so supportive of like, however it is that you want to support your child, whether it's nannying or daycare or staying at home. And it just changes. It shifts the way that we do the sleep training because you have to take into account that they're going to be sleeping in kind of a bright room with a bunch of other kids. And so the training might take a little longer. We have to do something different or adjust timings. Or like I'm constantly looking at daycare logs.
Yeah.
And like writing letters to daycares too of like, hey, this is what this kid needs or whatever. And so we work with like very, very real life situations like all the time.
Yeah. Well, you guys just maybe have a flashback to how Nashville or Davidson County schools did pre-K was pre-K would get out at 2 and then elementary school would get out at 3 p.m. So I'd go pick up my middle child from pre-K at 2, which luckily we only lived like a 5-10 minute drive from there, come home and then go pick up the older one.
Oof.
Yeah. Luckily my wife works from home. So there'd be times of like, if my son or youngest was asleep, it'd be like, hey, we know this only takes me like 15 minutes to go do this. I'm just going to pass the monitor off for you. And then I'm da-da-da-da-da-da. But then like, so when your kids are that young, everything feels fragile. So the intensity of everything is a lot greater. And like, I never want to return to that phase of life again and I'm good.
Yeah. Heard.
As much as I loved my less than 1-year-old screaming in the back seat in a car seat because because my wife was out of town. It's just like, this is not, this will pass.
Yes. And it does.
It does. But you still want like, that's still a moment for support for people to be like, hey, you got this. Here's some tips. Here's what you can do to hopefully make it a little bit better.
Yeah.
And Kendall, what's your like background? You said you were a doula. Were you like, tell me more about that aspect of your life?
Yeah. Yeah. So I was a nanny. Like, actually, my first night nanny position was when I was 15 years old
Okay.
for my aunt who had really bad postpartum depression.
Yeah.
And so she was like, I need help at night. Like, I have to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And so my cousin and I were both 15. We went in and just we just like tag teamed. And looking back on that, I'm like, dang, that's really young, to be asking us to do that. But
Yeah.
it felt really natural. And then, I was a nanny, career nanny. And then in 2008, I became a certified birth doula.
Yeah.
And then about 6 months after that, I did my postpartum doula training. And I worked as a birth doula primarily for the first like 5-ish years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of like, yeah, postpartum's not my thing. It's not my thing, like I'm all about the birth. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to switch to postpartum just a little bit and see what it's like. And I fell in love with it. Like, I loved supporting families in that really vulnerable time, right after a baby's born. And I just was naturally really good at it, and so it just like felt really rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of shifted into like overnight care. So, my postpartum clients would be like, can you come stay with the baby so that we can sleep? And I did that. And then I was like, okay, I really like this. This is really great. And I kind of naturally just would sleep train the babies just from being there and implementing good like sleep hygiene habits from a young age. And so then I was like, well, okay, this is kind of cool. Like, this is different. And so it kind of morphed. And then when we moved to Nashville, I started working for an agency doing night nurse. They call it night nursing here. That has been an interesting cultural shift because we are not nurses.
No.
But yeah, it was funny. Like the first like 3 jobs I had in Nashville, they kept referring to me as night nurses, the clients, and I'm like, wait, I'm not a nurse. Like, that.
Yeah.
Nurse.
Very different training, very different everything. Yeah.
Exactly. Anyway, and so I was hearing from clients a lot that in Nashville that the night nurses or the night nannies were just holding the babies all night. And
Okay.
so then when their contract ended, the parents had a baby that was dependent on being held all night. And that's miserable. So, and then also just dependability. They were like, my night nurse canceled at the last minute for, it was just a different standard than what I was used to in Oregon. And so then I was like, I'm going to do my own agency.
Yeah.
I'm just going to, make what is lacking here. And so I did. So back in 2022, I started an agency that is very similar to what we do now. But I was running it on my own, which is it's tough to do. I was also working a lot of nights.
Yeah.
But we grew and started a reputation that is really respected in Nashville now. And we get a lot of pediatricians referring to us. We have a lot of, high profile celebrity clients that, we're in like that circle. And it's just, that just was like, once I started that, like seeing that success, I was like, okay, this is it. This is what I want to do.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I brought Becca in and we rebranded to what we are now.
Nice. What's a better name than night nurse? Because you're right. Night nurse doesn't really adequately describe what your responsibilities are, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would. So in Oregon, they would just be postpartum doulas.
Oh, okay.
Newborn care specialists.
Okay. Newborn care specialist. Okay.
Yeah. Which is a different certification, but very, very similar.
Yeah.
Or night nanny. A lot of people are night nanny.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And night nursing is in my postpartum doula training. It was like very clear to like make sure your scope was your scope of like training. And night nursing, we couldn't refer to ourselves as night nurses because you have to be an RN because you cannot be referenced as a postpartum doula when you are an RN. Like that is a different scope of practice.
Because words matter.
Yes, exactly. And so just randomly calling it night nursing is something we're not used to because we're like, well, that's not technically correct. Like I have NCSs, I have postpartum doulas, and I have nurses. So like they're different.
And also like that also just lets me know you care about certification and making sure if you're sending someone to a job, they can actually do the job.
Yes. The training is important.
Exactly. And we have NICU nurses on our team. And we use them for those, medically fragile babies or maybe ones that are graduating from the NICU and coming home, but still have like monitors and, So we make sure that in our agency, we have postpartum doulas, infant care specialists, nannies, and actual RN night nurses.
Yep. Because it matters.
Yes. And the needs are so different. Like she said, like we want to make sure that high needs babies get professionals.
Right. It's so dumb, but it just makes it better for everyone. So, I mean, like, why would you not? You're talking to people who are already kind of like strung out, not desperate, or who are very much in need of help. So make sure you're actually giving them help if they're asking for it.
We want them to be able to like sleep and rest and not be worried.
Exactly. That's awesome. Well, I'll probably start wrapping the episode down, if that's cool with you guys. So I always ask every guest a series of 5 questions. And Becca, I've had other people on who aren't parents, so don't worry, you're okay.
Thank God.
I got you. Yeah, right? Only parents. Okay. So first question is, who is your favorite like TV or movie mom or mom figure? You do watch TV, right, Becca? Just
kidding. No, I hate TV.
I only read books.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on, there is one. I don't know. I want to say the Mom and the Bear, but it's she's okay.
She's a little chaotic.
This
you
is
mean
like
Dee Dee? You're saying Dee Dee is your
and there's a reason why, because she is a incredibly flawed character, and I do actually think it's important to see flawed like parents on TV. And the way that she has to like work through all of her own stuff while also like really trying to be there for her kids, but like mental health and all of these things. But, like I actually really do think that that's like such a important representation.
Yeah.
But she's not my favorite because she's a great mom. She's my favorite because she's a really flawed
I gotcha.
mom.
Yeah. The character arc of what she goes through because of I think they do a great job of portraying her as someone. I mean, she even blatantly says it at the end of season 2. She loves her family deeply, but doesn't think she deserves them, doesn't know how to communicate
Exactly.
it, doesn't think she deserves to be part of what they are.
Yeah, it does. And it's tragic. And I think like there are so many moments where she like can show up or there are so many moments where she just like holds herself back in this crazy way. And it is just so moving to see this like really big struggle.
There's a lot of depth to that character where you could very easily make that character very shallow.
Absolutely. And I think that when you have trauma and mental health and so many things that are working so hard against a parent, I think that I just think it's a really important representation.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's a story that isn't told often.
Yeah. It is a funny thing to be like Dee Dee from The Bear.
Yeah.
She's
just
amazing.
Driving your car through the living room. It's fine.
Worst character in the series.
I don't know. Anyway, that's a side tangent.
I can't.
It is one. It'd be one of the facts. But anyway.
Yeah.
Kendall, what's your answer?
Honestly, Moira from Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love. She's just crazy.
Yeah.
But again, she's a very like authentically herself character, very flawed, and she does love her family, and she does try, and I think that is something that in a world of social media where everything's perfect, picture perfect, seeing those real, just imperfect moms is refreshing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Next question. What's your least favorite kids show?
CoComelon.
Yeah.
My God, CoComelon. I have so many opinions on CoComelon.
Well,
it's
because it's awful. It's crack. It's not. It's horrible for everything, and no one benefits from it.
No,
No.
cancel it. It's crazy. It's just, it is so.
It's
Yeah,
not
I
good.
can't.
It's not
I
good for
can't.
anyone. It's
No, it's
not.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have to say Caillou.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
You.
It is. Okay. So I think, so normally whenever I ask this question, every dad, that's whenever the most curse words come out on the episode, is like that fucking Caillou. So to have a
Yes.
moms are normally like trying to be sympathetic and like, oh, he's not that bad. Because
No, God.
the husband is
He
so
is
angry at Caillou
whiny.
that the mom's trying to like counteract it a little bit. So I
Yeah.
think, thank you for being, I think, the first mom to be like, no, Caillou's awful. Let's just call it
Caillou
what it is.
sucks.
Yeah, it is. Becca and I both don't do whining like
That's good.
very
That's good.
well. We're,
Yeah.
you know, because we're both career nannies too.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things where we're like,
I just can't do it.
can't do
that's
it.
a hard boundary. Like
No.
we don't
Yep.
allow it.
Yeah.
Why would you? Yeah. If my kids are whiny about something, I'm like, you know, you don't get anything when you talk like this, right?
Exactly.
Yes. It's like, I always go, I don't speak that language.
I don't speak
Can you
that.
try again?
I'm not fluent in this.
Oh, sorry. What?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Next question. What is your go-to replacement curse word? What do you say whenever you want to curse in front of kids? Someone cuts you off in traffic, but you know you probably shouldn't. Or do you just curse? Listen, most common answer is you just curse. So
I do. And then I hope and pray that either you just don't bring attention to it unless they're repeating it,
Mhm.
or I just hope and pray that the toddler doesn't go home and be like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And then it's like, oh God. But yeah, I just kind of.
yeah, that's fair. That happens.
I think with my own kids, I just say the word, and
Yeah.
they know. They are we've had this conversation. I'm like, that is just not a word that it's not acceptable for kids to say that word.
Yeah.
When you're an adult, you can say it if you want to, but like we don't say that. But I do really like the like Christ on a cracker, like
Christ
the
on a
ones that are just
cracker.
Yeah.
they're just like totally silly. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And you have to be careful around other people's kids, of course. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
it's different for like raising my siblings and
Yeah.
like raising like her kids with her. Like, that is different. But
Yeah, with clients, we wouldn't be.
yeah, like it always comes out like Jesus crimin. Like, it's like so stupid. Like,
Yeah,
mine
yeah.
are always just like
Budaga.
golly gee whiz.
I do say shut the front door.
Yeah.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I
Yeah,
think
a good gosh darn it really
son
gets
of
it
a
sometimes.
son of a is one of my favorites.
Like,
Son of a.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
but yeah.
son of a
Is that-
nutcracker from
Is that
Elf,
Tommy
I always
Boy?
say.
I don't. Yeah, sorry. There's some. It's yeah. Anyway, next question. What's some of your favorite like activities or like toys that you play with kids?
Oh,
Good
that's
question.
such a good question. I have a lot of opinions on kids' toys.
You can just say
I-
going outside. You're Pacific Northwesterners. It's what you're
Yeah.
used to.
Go outside. It's actually a stick because
Yeah.
kids need to learn how to do everything
Fend for themselves in the
which-
wild.
Yeah. For me, it's like I absolutely love Montessori toys, but specifically, there is a toy that is a kitchen with an actually running sink.
Mm.
And
Cool.
so, yeah, you can they pretend to cook, and it's really simplified. Like, there are the knobs are all wooden. I love
Mhm.
wooden toys. But then there is this little plastic section that they can turn on and off the spout, the faucet, and the imagination play. And also I think it's really good for kids to pretend play normal things like washing dishes
Yeah.
or those little sweepers. But that one is just killer. I love
Nice.
that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I love, being a boy mom. I like the active play a lot,
Mhm.
but not sports. I don't do sports. But I love fort building.
Okay.
I love just pretending to be a monster and running
Mhm.
around and trying to get them. Yeah, we're big on pretend play. When I'm, that age group, 3 to 5-year-olds
Mhm.
is so fun for that
Oh, yeah.
that
It
kind of
is.
play. Just
Yeah.
really active. And I am a master fort builder. I
Oh,
have
okay.
to say.
She's not lying.
Okay, then pillows, blankets, or both?
Both. And
Okay.
also couch cushions are very handy.
yeah.
Or
She even has these clamps.
I do have,
Oh, you have clamps? Yeah. Have you
Uh-huh.
seen? Hold on, wait. Be right back.
Okay. Yes, I have seen that.
For those
Fun.
not watching, have you seen the fort building stuff where it's the actual it's these little sticks and then they've got
We
the
have those. Yeah.
Didn't we try to
little,
do that during COVID and
ball
we both
thing?
threw up? We were so annoyed.
They frustrate the hell out of my 10-year-old because it's not always she
Yeah.
wants to make perfect lines because she's a firstborn, And then
exactly.
she's
I
like,
feel it.
this isn't stable. And I'm like, well, it's not going to be stable.
She's like, if the winds come through, our fort is going to
And it's
fall.
going to be, and then I'm liable for all of this. And then I'm Googling
I
insurance
don't have
policies
homeowners
for forts.
insurance.
That is funny.
Those,
That's
I think
cute.
like this one glows in the dark also.
Well, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Sponsor me, Creative Forts by Tiny
Right,
Land.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
I am a big fan of a lean-to also.
Okay.
You know, we
Yeah.
got like, it's a whole thing.
I get it.
You're like Nancy and Plum.
Yeah. And
so
then last question is, what's like go-to parenting advice? You guys probably have a decent amount of it, since that's your world. But like, what's like go-to parenting advice you give to someone?
Honestly, don't take it personally.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, whatever age, whatever stage, your children are most likely not trying to ruin your day or, hurt your feelings,
Yeah.
or there's always a reason behind, their actions or their words or their behavior. If you can remove that like ego of I hate being disrespected and you're disrespecting me, or I've taught you better, or those types of things, then you can really have an honest conversation and find out, where is the disconnect with your child and how can you guide them and teach them, maybe a different way of doing things. But you have to not get it. Don't take it personally.
Yeah.
Especially with babies and toddlers.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they don't know.
I think mine is, I love working with toddlers because their brains really interest me. But I think one of my like favorite like parenting advice is like, stop trying to fix it for your kids. They are learning so many things. I always am like, it's really hard to be you. It is really hard to be a toddler. And I think that we make fun of that a little bit. And I'm like, no, we need to understand that, like, imagine not having any of the words that you need to express how you feel and experiencing feelings for the first time.
Yeah.
And so it's like, let your kid figure it out first. Don't do it for them and don't try to fix it, because let them use you as a resource. Don't allow them to fail and allow them to try. And if it spills, it spills. It's no big deal. Like, because I think that the more we let kids do it themselves, one, it's a safe way to practice autonomy. And two, it makes for really good problem solvers. And I think that's such an important thing to have in your adult life too.
It is. It's also so difficult though, because the efficiency monster as a parent,
oh my gosh,
is freaking real. And like, it's that it's the balance you find for your entire life as a parent of like, oh, this would be a lot faster if I did this. But it's like, well,
yes. Or you're sitting in the back and you're like, like really trying not to do it for them. And it is just like, it's a meditative practice.
The Bluey episode of Omelet, in which like, Bandit or Bingo makes an omelet for Bandit and Chili like lets her make it at her own pace as Bandit is losing his mind in the other room. I'm like, it's hard to be
like,
Chili.
I'm
hungry. That was the best omelet I've ever ate. I think there were shells in it. Yeah. It's just like, it's so much.
For me.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And then last thing I have for you is just like moment for self-promotion. If we want like website, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Nice. Yeah. So our social media, everything is the same. We've streamlined it. So everything it's at the Baby Pros Collective, thebabyproscollective.com. And then it's very easy to contact us. We've made it very easy to people who want to have a consultation or people who just want to we even let people voice note us to be like, it is 4 a.m. I just need, we are contactable. And then it is really easy to book something with us. And you also can just email info@thebabyproscollective.com. And the consultations are always free. And we just want to know what's going on. And we're very chill to talk to.
A consultation will be with one of us.
Cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're so nice.
You're like the best right now. Other question I would have for you is, since I have a lot of listeners in Nashville and in Tennessee, but not as much anymore. Are you guys able to help people that are not located in Tennessee as well?
100%.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, we do virtual, which includes logging into the monitor if it's sleep training.
Okay. Yeah.
And then also travel nanny. So, we have clients that have us come in just for like a 3 or 4 day
Yeah.
stretch. And or if you want in-home sleep training, we do travel.
Cool.
For that also.
Awesome.
Yeah, we work with
Nice.
whatever. Yeah. And the
Sweet.
virtual is very intentional.
Cool.
And so it's like we're coaching the whole entire time.
Yeah.
It's not just a check-in in the morning.
It's not a course with homework and then you guys never. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Cool.
No,
Sweet.
my
That's
God.
good to know.
It's
Yeah.
very
Can you imagine?
No. For the most part, that's an episode.
Awesome.
Thank
Cool.
So,
that was fun.
Thank you. Thanks for being willing to do it. Sweet. Well, hey, enjoy the rest of your day.
All right.
And I'll talk to you
Thank
next time.
you.
Of course.
You
Thank
too.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the episode. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at the Imperfect Dads Podcast. And make sure to give us 5 stars wherever you listen to us. Music, editing, and production is all done by me. Make sure to tune in on Mondays and most Thursdays for new episodes. This podcast is part of the Never a Phase Network. Make sure to go to neveraphasenetwork.com to learn more about them.